Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. What's the one place in the US you would never ever want to leave? It's a question that sparks some pretty heated debates. Every year, polls and surveys try to pinpoint the most disliked cities and states across the country, and the results can be really surprising. Today, we are diving deep into the data, the complaints, and the surprising reasons behind why some places just can't seem to catch a break. From the bustling cities to entire states, we are counting down the places that consistently rank as the most hated in America. What makes a place so disliked? Is it the traffic, the cost of living, the weather, or is it something else entirely? Stick around because some of the entries on this list might just be your hometown. Let's kick things off with a state that often finds itself in the hot seat, New Jersey. Now, before all you Jersey natives come for me in the comments, let's look at the facts. For years, surveys have placed the Garden State near the top of the most hated list. Why? The stereotypes are legendary, the traffic on the turnpike, the high property taxes, and the what you're looking at attitude. People often see it as just the industrial backyard of New York. But here's the thing about New Jersey, it's incredibly diverse. You've got beautiful beaches along the Jersey Shore, charming small towns like Princeton, and some of the best diners in the country. Next up, let's talk about a state that is practically synonymous with flatness and cold, Nebraska. People often joke that the most exciting thing to do in Nebraska is watch the corn grow. It consistently ranks the low in terms of desirability, with many seeing it as vast, empty flyover state. The winter can be brutal, and the major cities aren't as flashy as those on the coast. But here's where the perception clashes with reality. Omaha, for instance, is a hidden gem. It has a thriving music scene, a world-class zoo, and it's the headquarters for several Fortune 500 companies, including Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. Nebraska are known for their genuine friendliness and down-to-earth nature. Life is slower, sure, but it's also more affordable and community focused. The hatred for Nebraska seems to stem more from a lack of knowledge than from any real tangible problems. It's a classic case of don't knock. Don't knock it till you've tried it. All right, let's move from the plains to the deserts and talk about a city that's famous for being well. Phoenix. Arizona's capital is a sprawling metropolis that draws a lot of criticism, and the number one complaint is almost always the heat. We are not talking about a little summer warmth. We are talking about months of digit temperatures where you can practically cook an egg on the sidewalk. Beyond the scorching sun, the critics point to the endless urban sprawl, the beige-colored suburbs, and the reliance on cars to get anywhere. It's often described as a concrete jungle in the middle of a desert. However, millions of people call Phoenix home and absolutely love it. The job market is booming, especially in tech and healthcare. The cost of living is still relatively affordable compared to nearby California. And once you get past the summer, the weather is gorgeous for about 8 months of the year. Perfect for hiking, golfing, and all kinds of outdoor activities. Plus, those desert sunsets are truly spectacular. Phoenix is a city of trade-offs. You endure the heat for a lifestyle that's hard to beat the rest of the year. Now, for a state that gets a lot of grief from its neighbors, Illinois. More specifically, the hate is often directed at the entire state because of issues associated with Chicago and state politics. People complain about the sky-high taxes, the political corruption that has become a national punchline, and the famously harsh winters. Many from the southern parts of the states feel completely disconnected from Chicago and believe their needs are ignored. It's almost like two different states rolled into one. But let's be fair, Chicago is a world class city with incredible architecture, a fantastic food scene from deep dish pizza to Michelin star restaurants and amazing museums. And outside of the big city, Illinois has beautiful state parks, rolling hills, and a rich history tied to Abraham Lincoln. The hate for Illinois seems deeply tied to frustration with its government and financial woes, which unfortunately overshadows all the good things the state has to offer its residents and visitors. Let's head back to the East Coast for our next entry, Delaware. This one might seem odd. Delaware is small, quiet, and generally doesn't make a lot of headlines. So, where does the hate come from? It's less of an intense hatred and more of a complete lack of enthusiasm. It's often labeled as boring or forgettable. People joke that its main purpose is to be a tax haven for corporations and a stop on 1 to 95 between DC and Philly. The There aren't any major league sports teams or iconic landmarks that draw tourists in droves, but for its residents, that's precisely the appeal. Delaware offers a quiet suburban lifestyle with low property taxes and beautiful beaches like Rehoboth, which is a popular summer getaway. It's a state that values a low-key vibe. The hate is really just an outsider's perspective on a place that isn't trying to be flashy. It's perfectly happy being the quiet, unassuming neighbor. Okay, time to address the elephant in the room. We can't have a list of most hated places without talking about California. Wait, California, the Golden State, land of sunshine, Hollywood, and Silicon Valley? Yes. While millions dream of moving there, an equal number of people seem to love to hate it. The reasons are numerous and well documented. The insane cost of living, the traffic that can turn a 10-mile drive into an hour-long ordeal, the high taxes, and a feeling that it's overcrowded. Former residents often complain about a get out while you can sentiment, yet California remains one of the most popular and influential states in the nation. The natural beauty is undeniable, from Yosemite's granite cliffs to Big Sur's dramatic coastlines. The economic opportunities are vast and the cultural diversity is incredible. The hate for California is complex. It's a mix of jealousy, genuine frustration from residents, and political polarization. It's a state of extremes, extreme wealth, extreme poverty, extreme beauty, and extreme problems. Let's journey down south to a state that often gets a bad rap, Mississippi. It frequently lands at the bottom of a list for education and healthcare and economic opportunity and the top of the list for poverty rates. These statistics paint a pretty grim picture, and for many, that's all they know of the state. It's often stereotyped as being stuck in the past, rural and undeveloped. Most Mississippi has a soul and statistics can't capture. It's the birthplace of the blues with a musical heritage that has influenced the entire world. The food is legendary with some of the best soul food and barbecue you'll ever taste, and the people are known for their hospitality resilience. Writers like William Faulkner and Endora Wealthy have beautifully captured its complex character. The hate for Mississippi often comes from a place of looking down on it, ignoring the rich culture and the strong communities that define it. It's a state with real challenges, but it also has a depth and history that many other places lack. Now, for a city that people either love absolutely despise, Las Vegas, Nevada, Sin City. It's a playground built on excess gambling, 247 entertainment. For many, a weekend in Vegas is a fun escape, but the idea of living there, there's a that's a different story. Critics say it's superficial, transient, and lacks a sense of real community. Everything feels artificial, from the Eiffel Tower replica to the Venetian canals. The economy is heavily reliant on tourism, which can be unstable, and then there's the blistering desert heat. However, for the over 2 million people who call the Las Vegas metro area home, there's more to it than just the strip. The suburbs are growing rapidly. The cost of living is much lower than its neighboring California, and there are no state income taxes. The nearby Red Rock Canyon offers stunning natural beauty and outdoor adventures. Vegas is a city that has learned to cater to its residents with a growing local culture that exists far away from the tourist traps. Finally, we have to talk about the state that, according to some recent polls, has clinched the top of the spot as the most hated state in the Union, Texas. This one is a shocker for many. Texas has a booming economy, no state income tax, and a fierce sense of state pride. So, what's the problem? The hate seems to come from both inside and outside. Outsiders often criticize its politics, its gun culture, and what they see as an everything's bigger arrogance. But interestingly, a lot of the dissatisfaction comes from Texans themselves. Residents in the rapidly growing cities like Austin and Dallas complain about skyrocketing housing prices, worsening traffic, and the strain on infrastructure. The independent, freewheeling spirit of Texas is being challenged by its own success. The very things that attract people to Texas, jobs and affordability, are starting to disappear in some areas. The hate for Texas is a modern phenomenon born from the growing pains of a state undergoing a massive transformation. So there you have it, a tour of some of America's most controversially rated places. What's clear is that hate is a strong word and is often based on stereotypes, politics, or a simple lack of understanding. Every single one of these places has people who love it fiercely and wouldn't live anywhere else. What one person sees as a flaw, another sees as a feature. So what do you think? Is your hometown on the list? And do you think the reputation is deserved? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. Thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Thank you, and see you all next time. Bye.